Watch this thing fall on me.
It'll make good content.
Alright, so George got this one in the rear before I put the front one on there. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see behind me, we got the 2017 GMC Sierra Denali L5P right behind us, and we're gonna go ahead and get this suspension all tackled on today. We got all of our parts in, so this rebuild's gonna keep moving quick, and we're gonna keep working on getting this thing completed. But on the first video, we took delivery of this thing, saw everything of how this thing was, the condition of it and whatnot, got this thing rolled into the shop, and now we're gonna go ahead and tackle the suspension. Hopefully there's nothing more that we think is going to be more wrong with the suspension, but what we're going to go ahead and do is just jump into it. We got all of our parts for it and hopefully get this thing rolling perfectly. So we've got all of our parts here, all from Cognito. I mean, tie rods, inner and outer, upper control arms. We got our knuckle assembly. Unfortunately, they sell everything in sets of twos, so we're gonna have to go ahead and buy everything in twos. But guess what? We're gonna have an extra set laying around in case we ever gotta do the other side. Hopefully not. Or we might pick up another one of these with the Cognito lift kit on the driver's side that has the damage this time, and we can go ahead and use those parts there. But guys, we're gonna have to go replace all these upper control arms. As you guys can see, that upper control arm is bent. This is still good, the Fox thing up there. The knuckle is bent as well. The tire's almost hitting it. As you look at the tire, looks like it's sitting all cockeyed, camber gang. And we're gonna go ahead and take this wheel off, take whatever else that's needed to get off, replace everything, and let's, you know, with that being said, let's just dive right into this thing. Alrighty guys, so we got this knuckle arm off. We got a new hub assembly and everything that we got to transfer over. We are still waiting on our knuckle because apparently they sent us the wrong one. There's two different variations on this thing, and the part department sent us the wrong knuckle. So that is fine. That'll be here tomorrow actually. So they overnighted us another one. I just went ahead and took everything apart. That way we could examine everything else. Our axles and everything else looks good. We're gonna go ahead and take off this upper arm since it's already loosened and get this replaced. Everything else is all good to go. The only thing that I'm having a concern about is I'm thinking that this lower control arm is busted. Well, not busted, but bent a little bit. If you look at where the bump stops go, you can kind of see how the bump stops are off center. And, you know, with the impact kind of makes sense. It got hit here, probably pushed this back a little bit. As you can see here, it's kind of tight against the Fox shock as well, and that's bolted down to the lower control arm. So that would make a lot of sense of why this was bent. So we're gonna go ahead and go check the other side just to check that out. Also, you can see it on that bump stop there. It's not quite center. So let's go on the other side and see how the other side looks like. Of course, I haven't taken it apart yet or anything, but we can go ahead and see, hopefully from the top of the tire, kind of see how it looks. Not sure if you guys can see in here, but there is our bump stop right there, and it appears that it is dead on the center. I don't know if the light, there's not enough light in here, but same with on this side over here. If I come around this side, actually we might have to go from the top. There is the bottom bump stop, and it is also in the center of that. So I believe our lower control arm is also bent. We're gonna have to go ahead and order one of those. Not sure what the ETA on that is, but meanwhile, while we're waiting on all that, I'm gonna go ahead and take apart the upper control arm, and then we can start probably doing the body work on this fender. Now we're not just waiting around for parts. We already got this torn apart. It can sit here like this, and we'll just wait for the parts to come in, and we'll get all the new ones all transferred over. Alrighty guys, take a look at this. So we got everything on the suspension off already. We're trying to get our lower control arm off because the lower control arm, as you guys know, is already bent. You can kind of see how it's bent right over there. It's about ½ inch away from it. We got the torsion bar out and we got the help of my good buddy George over here. And we're gonna go ahead and get this torsion bar completely out of there and also get this lower control arm off. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Alrighty, so our knuckle came in. There's the new one. Got it all over here. There's a part number stamp code on it. There's our old one. Same part number stamp code, as you guys can see. It's got a massive crack right there. That is one of the reasons why we replaced it as well. So we're gonna have to go ahead and transfer this hub assembly. We already took one of the bolts off, so there's 3 more to go. Take that hub assembly out, transfer everything over to this one over here, and we should be good to go, ready to install it. Alrighty, so man, this was a fight to get it in here. Me and George got this thing in here. Calipers are getting held up there, but this lower control arm was just a nightmare to get on. We got it on, got the torsion underneath it. George is underneath there struggling right now. Putting the torsion key on there, is that what you're doing?
I'm trying.
How's it going?
It's not a fun time, I'll tell you that much.
That bar with the lower control arm the way it is and putting it on is pretty heavy, so especially doing it on the ground. But we got it on there. The rest of this thing get bolted up back together. This should be done, ready to go. Alrighty guys, so take a look. That was a torque wrench I was using, and then George came over here today and he actually brought a really cool torque wrench. We got this Milwaukee over here, and you have 3 different stages on there, and I guess it kind of makes an ugga-dugga sound. So what do you say on the lower control arms? 3 ugga-duggas?
About 4.5 ugga-duggas would be safe.
4.5. No, I'm just playing, guys. Look at that. He got a proper torque wrench here.
Beauty.
And what's the torque spec on these?
130 foot-pounds.
130. So, beep, beep, beep. Oh, it's not electric, is it?
That'd be too fancy for us.
Cool, guys. So let's go ahead and torque all this up. We're going to put the knuckle back on, and we're ready to go. So we are in George's truck here. This thing's pretty sick. I mean, it is a 2005 Duramax with a, what, 6-speed in there?
6-speed ZF6 transmission.
Wow. This thing is so rare. I've never in my whole entire life seen a 6-speed Duramax. But, what have you got done to this thing?
So it has 150 over injectors, Stealth 66 turbo, Air Dog 150 fuel pump, whatever you want to call it. Disc clutch in it, but pretty much that's it. Sitting on 35s, 2-inch lift. Nothing crazy, but it's just enough fun that you can tear up the streets every once in a while with.
That's pretty cool. Well, we're gonna roll some coal. Let's see how much coal this thing can roll. You got 5 tunes on this thing?
I got 5 tunes, DSP5, tuned by PPEI.
Dang. We're in Mexico right now, by the way. Dude, this thing can roll some serious amount of coal.
Got a pretty good tune on it, man.
Man, that's cool. Should I delete my truck?
You should delete your truck.
Man.
Hey, well, the emission system should just fall off. It happens every once in a while. You hit a bump too hard.
That's right, yeah. Going through Canada, you know, all the salt on the roads and all
Yeah,
that.
it just rips it right off.
Man, we might have to go to Canada here and get a little bit of rust on there.
Yeah, should.
Hey guys, take a look at this. George decided to go to Domino's and order the whole entire thing off their menu.
I'll pay for my diesel, right?
Oh yeah, but no, we're gonna go ahead and make sure George gets treated well, gets fed really good for all the help he's given us, especially with my neck being messed up a little bit in my back. Appreciate all the help, George.
Not a problem at all.
Dang, take a look at that. George dove straight into the pizza.
Heck yeah.
Dang. So what, was it worth it?
Was it worth it for all this work? I don't know, man.
No? Man. What do you...
Looks good now, at least.
We got all the spindle on there. What do we got gonna connect next? We got some brake lines, calipers, rotors, and then this thing should be ready to drive back and forth.
Let's hope.
Let's do it. Let's go eat first, and then we'll go ahead and put this thing back together. Dang, man, what are you doing?
Jack this old girl up a little bit, I think.
Oh, man, what are you putting that wheel on there for? Look at the wheels that's supposed to go on there.
That's all we got, you know?
What are those?
I stole your wheel because I wanted it on my truck.
Oh, man. No, guys, we're putting these wheels on there right now because the hostile wheel, we still have to go get it all mounted. And unfortunately, by the time we finish this up, they close down. So what we're going to go ahead and do, put the spare back on there, get this thing rolling and driving, and hopefully this thing doesn't make any clunks, noises, or anything else. What do you think? You think it'll be fine?
It'll be A-okay.
Cool.
90% sure.
90%, dang. I don't know if that 10% should get me worried or not.
Maybe not.
All right, well, let's get this wheel on there and get this thing, forward, backwards, up the driveway?
Let's have some fun.
Cool. Yo, are you ready for this?
Oh, heck yeah. Let's see if start up.
All this work. I mean, it should start up. I'm just wondering if it'll roll.
Oh, yeah, who knows?
Let's see. All this work, man.
Oh, that's perfect. Guess that ABS sensor worked. Ready. Oh, what the heck is that, man? Oh, what you got going on under here?
What is that?
Oh, man. I think it's a tie rod.
No way.
Yeah, dude. It's rubbing against the stock wheel.
Oh, it is. Dang, what's the point of a stock wheel then?
I don't know.
Jeez. Man, so what we're gonna have to do is probably probably take that wheel, put the other one in the front kind of thing?
Might have to, man.
I guess just make sure you have AAA on this car when you ever need it.
So much for a spare.
You really don't need the spare anymore. Weight savings. Man, I was so excited thinking that this thing's gonna finally be driving up and down the driveway at least.
How do you feel you gotta retorque 2 wheels now?
Man. Ugga it this time, and then we'll retorque them at the tire shop.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Well, let's go ahead and get the rear one on, maybe put on the front. And, yeah, hopefully this doesn't rub on the rear, which I don't think it will, but
Shouldn't rub.
we'll find out.
Find out.
All right, so George got this one in the rear. Before I put the front one on there, let's just make sure that this rear one will go on there and not have any issues. Which it should, I think. I mean, I don't see anything back there.
Looks all good to me.
Yeah, I'm using the camera to actually look back there, and I don't see anything back there. So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and put this front one on real quick, and we'll go ahead and hopefully now take it for our first drive again.
Can't wait.
And take a look at the stance, guys. I think I'm going to rock with these wheels from now on. That's how the factory ones, I guess, kind of sit in like that. Dang, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever had a truck with factory wheels. Have you?
I have.
You still have it? No spacers, nothing?
No.
I mean, that one just fills in the wheel well and everything.
I don't think the bushwhackers help either, though.
Yeah, that's true. The bushwhackers do make them kind of sit in a little bit, don't they?
Kind of looks hilarious.
Well, let's see if this thing will drive now. Ready?
Ready?
So of course it got dark on us, but we are driving right now, and steering was a little bit crooked, but not bad. We got one check engine light on, and probably something with the fuel, or maybe it could be a battery issue too. But man, it drives pretty good. What do you think?
Super smooth, if you ask me.
Yeah, I like the how everything on the side all lights up like this, and that's pretty cool how they did the LEDs on there. They're not like yellow like most trucks are. And this whole dash over here is all like digitalized. Down here you can like go through it all. That's pretty cool, I think. But I guess
super fancy.
Let's go down this road a little bit and kind of see what this thing does. Give it some gas. Steering wheel's definitely off alignment a little bit. I don't hear any noises, do you?
No, I don't hear nothing.
I can't
super
even see.
quiet.
Man, it's so late at night. Oh, there's a bump right here. Let's see. Dang, you can't even feel the bumps.
No, it's super smooth for
Wow.
a lifted truck.
Well, yeah, it's got the really nice suspension on it, you know?
That cognito lift.
Dang. Cool. Well, I think we shouldn't really drive it that far, because, you know, it's not good to have it on the back wheels like that.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm so happy with how this thing turned out. Hey guys, so we're gonna have to go ahead and go get all these tires mounted. All the tires are obviously bad on this truck. I mean, they don't have much life on them lift anyways. So what we're gonna go ahead and do, actually, we're gonna got the Ram over here. We're gonna go ahead and take one of these wheels and one of the tires on the one that was broken, with the wheels right there, the hostile wheel. And we're gonna go ahead and go to the tire shop, have them replace it. I'll put it back here in the back, and that way I can then take it and drive it down there, because you really don't want to be driving, especially on a lifted truck, different size tires and wheels on the rear, and if it has lockers or a G80 rear end or something, you're going to cause some damage to your differential. So to just, you know, save us from going through another headache or something like that, that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Just take this one over to them and then load up the rest, come back and take the truck, and that way they can do the other three. So let's go ahead and get this one loaded with that wheel and head on over to the tire shop. Alrighty guys, so we got our tire mounted on there. Let's go ahead and take this truck over to the tire shop and get the rest of the 3 tires mounted on there. This will actually be perfect because now we can actually take this truck for our first test drive. I know we went up and down the driveway yesterday, but man, I'm kind of nervous, but at the same time kind of excited to finally get this thing on all fours and on the road and, you know, driving down the road to the tire shop, even though if it's only 2 or 3 miles away. But let's go ahead and get this thing loaded up and drive on over there. Alrighty guys, so we are actually driving this thing down the road. We are at about 30 miles an hour right now. We do have a check engine light on, not sure what that's about, but the truck's running perfectly fine. Steering wheel is barely off center, does not pull at all anywhere. Traction control lights got turned off last night, and I'm not even holding it, but the steering wheel is perfect. Like, it's not pulling. It's not perfect, obviously. It's not straight, but I mean, it's really close. So we're gonna go ahead and drive this thing down, actually, to go down to the tire shop. The first drive, I mean, so far everything is going exactly how it should. I don't hear any abnormal noises, but man, I love this interior, guys. It is really nice in here. I can't wait to fully detail this thing, and it rides so much smoother. I mean, I've had Rams, I've driven Fords before. The Denali, it just drives like, it's so smooth. It's like, you feel like you're in a car, but you're in a big truck. Look at this F-250 coming through our way. But yeah, let's go ahead and get back to the tire shop. We'll get the other 3 tires mounted on there, and we'll be ready to roll. Compound, and everything on this truck is solid. I mean, we drove down the road to go to the tire shop, and the thing drove straight. And just with you driving down there, that was our first like long drive, I guess you should say, to the tire shop. The thing was straight, didn't pull to one side or the other side, indicating there's something bent or completely out of whack. We counted how many threads we put back the outer tie rod when we put it into the inner, and the steering wheel looks like it's just one tooth off, a slight hair off. It's gonna make it super easy on the alignment, guys, when we take this thing in for an alignment. And guys, this thing is looking nice with these wheels. I mean, when it was sitting like this, you can't really see the height and stuff. You can kind of figure it out, but once you see this thing all leveled, not going like this or this, it's all leveled, guys, and it looks perfect. The tires on it are perfect, no road noise, nothing like that. And we got them all mounted, and man, the suspension is finished. So now it runs and drives, and on the next video, we got all of our parts in. We're gonna go ahead and take everything off the front end, inspect it. Hopefully there's no hidden damage that we can't see that's behind stuff. I mean, that's always a possibility. We're gonna go ahead and get everything taken apart, bolt it back on, get all the gaps set and everything else, and hopefully get into it for paint. But if you guys like what you guys saw, drop down a comment. You know, if you have anything to say, smash that thumbs up button. And as always, guys, subscribe. If you guys haven't, what are you guys waiting for? But until then, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.